The only way and the best way, if you own a service-based business or if you just own a business in general, to beat anxiety, I'm going to spell that out here in this video right here. And I will tell you, I'll tell you a little bit about anxieties that I've had in my life. And I will tell you, when you're growing a business, I had no anxieties. I mean, my anxieties were never. I was always just go, go, go. If I lost, I didn't care. I didn't have anything. It didn't matter. So I would just keep going, and no matter what. I mean, it didn't matter to me. Nothing could phase me because when I'm in growth mode and I have nothing to lose, there's no fear, right? I mean, when you have nothing to lose, fear just isn't part of you. There's no anxieties, right? You sleep good at night. You might be frustrated and you're trying to figure things out and trying to new bags of tricks to get around this or that with employees or how to figure out marketing when you're first started. But let's talk about as you start becoming a mature business. You've been around for 2, 3, 5, 10 years, 25 years in my case, and anxiety starts to set in. Let's talk about why. Why does anxiety set in? Well, anxiety becomes a problem and starts setting into people when you start having patterns of scarcity, like things aren't going very well, and you've seen a pattern of win, 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 and then all of a sudden you're not winning anymore. It just seems stale. You're stalled. You're just sitting there as a business, and you might even be retracting and not making what you used to make, or employees aren't like they used to be, or just whatever's going on in your business. It's not working like it used to work, and you're beyond pissed off. You're just like scratching your head. So what happens? What is anxiety from? Fear. You're fearful. Now all of a sudden you go in from like how you started the business to punch 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 to now all of a sudden you're getting punched and you don't like it. Nobody likes being punched. I mean, and here you are. I've been so successful. Everyone's telling you how proud they are of you. Everyone thinks that you got the best life ever, and then here all of a sudden you can't sleep at night. You're literally waking up at 5 o'clock or 3 o'clock a.m. and or 4 o'clock a.m. Right in that time frame, and you can't get back to sleep. And you feel it. You feel like you're jittery in your heart. You feel like you're afraid of the dark. All of a sudden, you just can't wait for the light to come, and then but then you're fearful of what's going to happen today. You're thinking about all this stuff that's going to happen. You have no certainty. Like nothing seems certain anymore. And what happens is you begin to start ranting all the time. Like it's never your fault, or you're ranting about the situation, and it becomes like a part of your life where all you're doing is complaining about it. And the problem with it is you're not fixing the problem. You've let the fear take over, which is causing anxiety, and we all do it. I mean, it's no judgment here. I mean, I've had massive anxiety in my life since COVID. I've had anxiety. Really, here's the funny thing: I've had anxiety when I left my business. Like when I left it and I wasn't in control of it anymore. Like I still coach the management, but I don't run the day to day operations. And all of a sudden, when we would have slower times, and we're all year, but we're seasonal, where we have a season in the fall and the winter, and during the summer, I started noticing a couple years into it that we weren't doing very well, or I'd be losing some money, and all of a sudden, you work through that, and then the next year came, and now all of a sudden I started to fear those times, and then anxiety would set in, and I couldn't sleep. I'd see doctors about getting sleeping pills. I would read books that never seemed to really help me, and everything was just trying to fix it, but nobody was really getting to the root of the problem of what my fear was. And the fact of the matter is, the fear was I needed a mission. I needed those months that were bad, and those that financial stuff that would happen to me and my businesses. I needed to fix that. Which, hey, I'm 27 years into it, and I am still yet to fix that. But we are always working on it, which it stops the anxieties. And then COVID came, and I had long COVID. I was in the hospital and there's some chemical imbalances, which I'm not on any drugs or anything, but I've read a lot about long COVID, and so I have some natural abilities to keep having anxiety, which I have in the last year have really focused on fixing all that and doing really good. But when it comes to the business, I seriously would like I would literally could not sleep all night long. Like, let me take that back. I would get to sleep just fine. Like, I'd go to bed, say 11 o'clock at night, maybe even midnight. I'm a late owl, and I only like need to function on 6 to 7 hours of sleep. I like 8 hours, but 6 to 7 hours is fine. I get to sleep, let's go 11 o'clock, and 1:30 I wake up, and I'd wake up and I'm wide awake and my mind can't stop. All I'm doing is thinking about what's gonna happen tomorrow, next month, this summer, and I would just let that just keep festering, and then I'd get to sleep a little bit, and then I'd wake up again at 4, and I'd go through this whole process again, and I'd wake up, and I'd be so happy the morning came, and then all I would do all day is rant about it, is like bitch about it and talk to people about it, and but I was never really doing anything to really fix any of this. So, like, I mean, sometimes you have some. Well, we've had some employee issues a couple years ago, uh, where I really had a trusted person really screw me over, and that brought on some big anxieties. This was a trusted, very trusted person that stabbed me in the back and started another business and got about $1 million contract from us in the springtime, which is when we were hurting. And and what happened was is it actually created. We worked our ass off that summer and we made it a pretty good summer. But you know what it did is it started me a couple years ago in having anxiety come late fall or early fall. And this is the worst I'd ever been. This is 2 years ago. And I was to the doctors trying to figure out how to sleep at night. And I was living in this just constant, like, 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 like my own castle with no doors, and everything was falling in. I was waiting for a bomb to happen, and it was just all day. And it just, if you talk to me, not like I could turn it off for coaching and go into their problems, but I mean when it came to being outside of work, all I did was worry and have anxiety, and I was fearful, and it was taking me over. So finally, I started. I watched some Tony Robbins stuff. Which he says is flat out said replace fear with faith. So that's what I started to do. I started to give faith back into my managers. Started to give faith back into my business. I went back to the business to work on the sales with the sales guys. And last year or this year, 2024. You might be watching this in 2025 or 26 now, but I went back to start the morning sales meeting on Tuesday mornings. I either Zoom or I call in, or I actually go there and I do live sales trainings with my sales guys out in the field. And I'll tell you, it's been tremendous. And all of a sudden, my anxieties started taking back. And then I started to think, okay, what else can my business do? For a springtime type deal. And to that, I can't make the chimney business. That's the business that I own. I can't make the chimney business any better in April and May. I mean, I could probably advertise. I've advertised quadruple my budget and all this stuff, and it doesn't seem to bring in enough customers and enough people to purchase. So we had to literally go vertical. And so what are our skills? So our skills are with fireplace remodels, we have the whole construction skills of literally a remodeling company. So we have started a painting company that will remodel. So it's get in the door with painting and remodel, and we're going heavy here in January of 25. That we're going to start really marketing to our existing clients and Facebook ads out to the public to start getting painting jobs, interior, exterior, whatever, and start building a brand with painting as a sub brand of our stuff, going vertical. I started working on the business. And so I'm not this isn't a this is about your anxiety. So what happens now I start working on the business, I don't think about fear anymore. I don't, which causes anxiety. I have no fear. As a matter of fact, I'm back into no fear mode. I'm in growth mode. And when you're in growth mode, things really start to happen for you. And staying stagnant is really the death of all businesses. There are times you need to ride the wave, where you just got to run the business and you don't have to work on it as much. But you're gonna, if you keep that wave, like any wave, dies out at the shore, right? Same thing's gonna happen if you don't create another level of your business to start working on it, because if it will go, it will ride into the beach. And so the idea here is you need to go catch another wave, and so when you're comfortable, you're going to start losing. So don't be comfortable, get in there. you know you don't, I mean, sorry, let me take that back. You don't want to get comfortable when it comes to where your business is at, but you want to be with a purpose and a mission. So create a mission for your business. What is your mission of this time frame? And start working on it, intentionally working on it, and get everybody involved and make it something that you're constantly doing, and make sure you have an end game and a goal, and go hit it, and that your anxiety will go, it should go away. Now, if you have anxieties about other things, I'm just talking about your business. But your business, I only have anxieties about financial cash flow. That's it. I have no other anxieties. If I had no cash flow issues, I am outside of working, I am the most fun loving, perfect person. When we have cash flow issues, I've learned now, work on the business, and that fear goes away. So to create the life that you want to have, start, take that fear, recognize it. So if you start having anxiety, recognize it and what's fear is causing it, and conquer it. Start working on it. Hit it. We talked in the beginning. Start punching back. Stop being the bag and start punching. And your fears and your anxieties will go away. That is the number one way to stop anxiety.